starting earlier than scheduled, but why not get going? And as I have the time, I figured I'll just start right away. And if you're able to join, thank you for joining the live stream. And so, building up Christmas sets now. It's December 9th. It's a Tuesday. And what better way to start off the build than to start gearing for Christmas after just finishing this amazing assembly square modular set, over 4,000 pieces. Completed this yesterday if you joined the live stream, and so that was super fun. 8 minifigures and added the Christmas tree in the front there. The fountain was the last part of the build, which you can see there, and then I connected it or put it next to the jazz club. So just to show how these modulars all go together. And adding to that theme, kind of a similar idea for a build, but this is not a modular. My knockoff set, this is an alt brick set, but it is based on a Christmas Lego set. Hey, Tavia, welcome. Tavia said, I have made my own set called the Tomb of the Forbidden Five. Tavia with the Ninjago theme. Tavia, I saw the one that you mentioned yesterday. What a great looking set. You can see it on my post. I will check that out, Tavia. Yes, we have our community post page on this YouTube channel. So if you like Lego, you like talking about Lego, you like building Lego, of course, then join the channel, leave a like and subscribe. And as I build here, we'll sort of get warmed up here. And as people join in, welcome them. It's for Brick Legends. You can see it on my post as Tavia. Tavia, that is so cool. I love mock building. I wish I could do that, but you know what, Tavia, I also just like, this is Brick Therapy, the channel. Let me get the Brick Therapy guy over here. The channel, Brick Therapy. I just like building the sets that are already designed. Love following the steps, the instructions, and as you can see here, the assembly square, the latest in fun builds. Got the bar door back there. And Tavia, in honor of Ninjago, I thought I'd throw this out here. This is probably a set you asked, I think you had asked what I would go to next. In terms of sets, if there's like a nice little respite in between the Christmas building, since I live stream often, I figured I might build up this Ninjago set. This is 71819, the Dragonstone Shrine. I had mentioned it a few times, can't remember the name, but I love the look of it. I was thinking it was a bridge, but maybe it is just a shrine, but it looks like a kind of that stone figure built out of the gray bricks. And then of course you've got some of the key Ninjago figures there, like Master Wu. You've got Naya, you've got Master Lloyd, you've got Kai, and who is this other person? Let's see, it says, oh my gosh, Euphrasia and Lord Raz. So some cool figures there. I might have misspoke that other one, but this one was is a $100 Ninjago set. I think it came out, it's been out for about a year, and one of those great Lego deal finds that you come across. So this was just a great build. And yeah, I found it at Costco for like a 60% discount. Not exaggerating. So of course I had to pick this up. So this I will keep back here. Yeah, I think it's definitely a 2024 set actually, because I remember we saw it at Costco and that was pretty sweet. So yeah. Going to, let's see, what am I going to build next? I'm going to, oh yeah, so the Christmas set. Let's get back into the Christmas sets. So this is a set that came out a while ago. This is a Winter Village build. This was, you know, those $100 sets that come out every year or so. Let's see, let me just look it up here and see what the set number is, since I got some time here to look it up, and I'll tell you. So the set number originally, so this set is the Winter Village Fire Station creator set. Of course, this is the create set, you know, because it's it's a a knockoff set, but it comes with, or it came, it's retired now. I think this was a 2018 set, maybe even earlier than that, 2017 or 2018. I remember when this was released, so I thought, oh, $100, that's pretty expensive. But when I saw that, you know, they had knockoff sets, I figured I'll order this one. I think I got it for about $30. Again, every once in a while, I'll look up these knockoff sets just to test and see how good they are. I would prefer to have the regular Lego. But this is a fun set. I take it apart, rebuild it. The Lego or the brick quality is not as good, of course. So that's the only issue. But the build, when it's complete, when the build is complete, that's the difference. So Tavaya, good job on sharing your builds. Love the fact you built a mock. And yeah, don't worry about the internet critique out there. There's lots of people that don't appreciate the fact, the time, the ability you put into your builds. So thank you for the 3 likes. Building up the creator set version of, or the alt brick version of the creator set. This is the winter fire station build, and I think this year is the train set. So now those prices have gone up a little bit. So this one is, if you got the original Lego version, it is set number, it's a retired set, but it's set number 10263, 1,166 pieces, and 6 minifigures and 1 baby fig. So this is I'm gonna rebuild this. I'm gonna sort things out first, but trying to organize these sets. I don't keep the Christmas sets built up for very long. Just during December, it's a kind of a fun, kind of like decorating your house or something like that. And so I'm gonna sort this out first, but the fire station build matches up pretty well with all these modular sets. And you can see, before I take it apart, I'm gonna take some of it apart to rebuild, but there's the roof line there, so it's got a cool design. Now these are alt brick, so the quality of the brick itself, the plastic, is noticeably just not as, what's the word? Not as smooth a connection. And so when these pieces go together, it doesn't have that like nice clean snap that regular Lego does. However, the build does work pretty well, and when it's all finished, it still has that great look to it. Obviously, if you pick up a regular Lego piece that's kind of small, and then compare it to like these alt brick pieces, you know, they could look the same from a distance, but you'll notice on alt brick pieces, it doesn't have the Lego logo. In fact, there's always this little divot. I don't know if you can see that in one of the studs where you can tell it's not Lego. But let me just organize the pieces here and then get started with the build. I might not want to take apart the fire truck that's already done, but the build, when it comes together, looks great. There's lots of structural plates for the roof line, and I think if you have this set or you're a Lego investor, it's doubled in price. I've seen it, maybe the used version anyway. Maybe the new one probably would be a lot more. So this originally sold for $99, and I think that was kind of the standard price for all these holiday / Christmas sets that Lego has come out with. And now it looks like this year they have that holiday train set. It looks pretty cool, but now you can tell the prices have increased. So you're going from 100 to 120, which, you know, maybe for some people doesn't seem so as bad, but you know, that's another $20 increase, and you can tell inflation or Legoflation, however you want to term it, is starting to become a factor more and more, especially with hobbies like Lego building, something that you want to enjoy. But when the prices increase by 20%, literally, that's a bit of a challenge. So, but that's sometimes why I go into these. That's why I go into these alt brick builds, because it's kind of fun to make them work. or see how they look, the original Lego set, but not spend all the money. And I did have to, the other risk of buying alt brick sets, which you may know if you are a Lego collector and you check out other versions of brick building companies or companies that try to replicate the Lego builds, is, at least for my experience, you don't always get all the pieces that you need. So that is very annoying, especially for the fact that, it's obvious where a lot of these alt brick pieces or sets come from. So yeah, you don't get all the pieces you need, and it's almost dependent on the fact that you are already a Lego collector, and so you have a lot of spare pieces already to use and build from, or take from. Like you got to source your own. You have to source your own extra pieces if you have them to kind of complete some of these builds, which is kind of frustrating. So anyway, Tavaya, very cool on the mock. Thanks for sharing that. Let's see. Oh, okay. So yeah, the mock you built was called, I made my own set called The Tomb of the Forbidden Five. That sounds very Ninjago-y. So you said it's called, it's for Brick Legends. Is that Ninjago related? I guess I don't know all the terms or all the key sub-themes for these builds, but sounds very Ninjago-y. And that you inspired me to, I forget who asked, but I thought it might have been you, Tavai. I definitely want to build up a Ninjago set soon. So I might do this one because it's been in the backlog, as many of the sets are. The cool part about live streaming over the course of this year has been actually catching up on the Lego building, on the backlog. So I appreciate that time. Plus, meeting a lot more people in the Lego community. So just a few of you out there right now. So thanks for being here with me. Thanks for sticking with the live stream. And then hopefully we'll get some more people soon. Hopefully get one of my mods to join this evening. But if that's not the case, that's okay, because you can always catch these live streams later and treat it as a podcast. So if you are aware of Lego offers as of this week, as of today actually, there's still time to get that winter gazebo set, although quite pricey, right? I think you need $150 to get that winter gazebo set. I wonder if that one will make a comeback later on. If Lego will offer that again, maybe just in a couple weeks, or maybe next Christmas season. Anyway, there are always some cool gift with purchases. I was saying yesterday how the challenges for that is when these gift with purchases come out, how tempting are they to get you to spend on a Lego set you might be okay with having, and basically Lego enticing you, tempting you to spend a lot more money just to get with the gift for purchase. I admit that's worked on me a couple times. I ended up with a set that I really liked, but I didn't necessarily need to get that. So now I'm trying to be, as a Lego collector, this is what, start getting back into this hobby. I guess you could call it hobby now, since Lego's obviously intended, well, it was intended for kids, but anyway, another topic to cover here in a second. But getting back into Lego since 2017, 2018, when my kids were smaller, and just enjoying what the variety of sets that were already out there. There's just so many cool builds. And if you like model building in general, you like just kind of focusing in on a creative aspect and seeing, obviously what modulars like these sets are, then, you want to get back into the hobby. It's very enjoyable to build Lego. That's why we call our channel Brick Therapy. And so just having fun building up Lego has been a great hobby to do. So welcome. Oh my gosh, how did the chat not update? Damos, psh, good to see you. Welcome. Hey Damos, sorry I didn't catch you right away. Amy's here. I'm at $281 for the Titanic Lego set, getting kind of close to it. Amy, doing it right, saving up and creating a budget for the next big set. Amy, that's an awesome set. I think I should follow your lead. I really want to build that Titanic set. That was one of those sets I was gonna say I would make an exception for. Usually when I buy Lego, obviously the minifigures are like one of the major selling points, but that Titanic set, seeing it built up when it came out a few years ago, you know, just the build alone looks so good. It doesn't, I just don't, you know, I don't need minifigures to basically convince me to get that set. So yeah, that is awesome. Amy, please update us when you get there. You are almost at the halfway point, right? Is that set? I think that set's 650 or so. So 325, you are going to be halfway there. Tobias says, I'm also building my own set called Zane's Tree Horn Battle. Very cool. Psh, Tobias, I think Zane, he's the, what is he, like the android? He's the android ninja. Or however you refer to him. Zane, yeah, with a cool robotic face. And my favorite of those characters is Jay. Then, I don't know, Kai's pretty cool. I was going to say Lloyd, but yeah, Kai, just thought of him. So, Damos, welcome. Jedi Brick. Psh, welcome, Jedi Brick. Do you collect Lego CMF figures? Good question, Jedi Brick. I used to. There are some every once in a while I will look for. I mean, I don't know how obvious it is to look for. I guess now you can more easily, supposedly. But yeah, when my kids were younger and the CMFs came out in the little, you know, type of bags, and you could kind of feel the bag and make a fairly strategic guess for what the minifigure was inside. Gotta drink some water here. Yeah, we collected up a few of those. One complete CMF collection that I got was the Marvel one that came out. Oh gosh, when was that? 2020? I think it was 2020 or 2021. The Marvel CMF series. There's about 11 of those, and it was on sale through Amazon. And yeah, I think that was the last version we got. Every once in a while, I'll buy one of the boxes. I think with the boxes, you can look for under the barcode. There's some kind of number code that you can look up and figure out which minifigure is actually inside the box, because now they don't come in those, like, you know, those kind of foil type bags anymore. They come in the little boxes, and I don't know, I haven't really been impressed by the CMF series. Having said that, the one that's out, or is it still out, the Spider-Man one series looks really good. So that one I would say is probably on par, just as good as the Marvel one that came out a few years earlier. So yeah, we've collected those. We have some. I kind of stopped because of like the whole packaging. The price went up to $5. I remember when we first got those CMFs, they were like $3 a piece or $3.50 a piece, which seemed great. And then, of course, you know, Lego raised the price, and they end up being, what were they, like? Yeah, now they're like $5 a piece, which I guess in today's climate of buying Lego, you know, it's semi-affordable to get those compared to full Lego sets. If, you know, you're just getting into Lego with your kids, you can get a cool little minifigure, and they come with lots of accessories. And there's quite a fun variety to these little minifig builds. But yeah, I think that Spider-Man series of CMFs is really good. So yeah, Jedi Bricks, psh, great question. Jimmy's here. Jimmy, psh, welcome. Oh wait, I skipped something. Let me scroll back up. ICB Bandits is here. That's awesome. So yeah, Jedi Bricks do collect CMFs. Not lately. Next Level says, a buddy of mine has a 3D printer and now I guess infinitely crafts complete Lego sets to build. It's crazy. Are you serious? Next Level. Hey, Next Level, welcome to the channel. I didn't realize how sophisticated you could get with those 3D printers. So the quality of whatever that polymer is or that plastic they use for the 3D printers are good enough to make bricks like this. I mean, these are all bricks, so these aren't genuine Lego pieces. The build quality so far has lasted. I've had this set here for going on 5 years now. So actually more than that, maybe 7. But yeah, building with a 3D printer or making bricks with a 3D printer. I'm so curious. Next level. Have you seen it? Have you tried to build with those? Did they come out pretty good? Very curious. What can he print design wise? That's still got to be pretty expensive. I don't know how much a cartridge for a 3D printer is, but I imagine if you're trying to make a Lego set, that could be pretty expensive. I'm not sure though. Tell me. Jimmy Jr.'s here. Psh, welcome, Jimmy. Damos says hello. B Bandits. Psh, yes. The mod is here. Let's go. B Bandit says, remember to like, subscribe, and ring that bell to never miss a stream. You're watching the lovely Break Therapy 2-3, building the assembly square. Actually, B Bandits, let's update that pinned comment. And if you can change it, I have finished the assembly square. Here it is, all finished. Did it yesterday. And now building the Lego Creator set. Which one is this? This is the Winter Village Fire Station. This is a retired set 10263. But building the Winter Village Fire Station, which is a holiday set, Christmas set, creator set. Okay, so that's what I'm working on now. B Bandits. So yes, we've actually made some progress here. B Bandit says, I fell asleep at 2 p.m. and woke up at 10:20. I missed everyone's stream. B Bandits got all rested up for this one. Psh, that's my theory, B Bandits. Let's go. Amy says, I'm so excited for Christmas because I might get a big F1 Formula 1 set. Let's go, Amy. Psh, actually, I just showed off one of those, the Ayrton Senna one. And that one's on sale, actually, if you want to drop a hint to anyone buying you a Formula 1 set, they might want to check that one out. It's a great build. Damos said, I slept at 2 a.m. Damos putting in the long hours, burning the midnight oil, as they say. Next level says, oh, okay, this is about the 3D quality, 3D printer quality. I don't know very much, but I know there's a lot of different materials you can use. And he showed me on a video called 4 cars he has built, but the wheels and the other hardware he had to buy separate. But yes, I was just as amazed to see how identical the quality was to original Lego. Oh, very cool. Next level. You know what? That would be a fun experiment then. I don't know how much 3D printers are. I don't know how much it costs, to do, or for lack of a better term, the ink cartridge, which I guess would be the polymer or the plastic cartridge, or I guess it carves out of it. I actually have not really seen one done. That's how I've missed out on that technology. Oh, that would be so interesting to put in a design. You could well, I wonder how refined the 3D printer can build. I guess if it can create a Lego brick like this, with the full capacity to connect, and I wonder if this part would look the same, because this is a mold, right? You need a mold to do this, but maybe the 3D printer replicates all that. Oh, that would be so interesting. Awesome, B Bandits updating the pinned comment. Let's go. So I'm gonna pin that. Thank you, B Bandits. Remember to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. It's free. Let's get 20 likes building the Winter Village Fire Station. Merry Christmas. Yes. There we go. Merry Christmas. Lego Christmas build time is here. And as you know, yesterday I showed speaking of CMFs, these aren't CMFs, but they very well could be if Lego did a Christmas themed CMF series, right? You have Mrs. Claus, Gold Santa, which would be very cool, and an elf with a gift box torso. But yeah, built this up at the Lego store on Saturday. I'll put these guys on top of the assembly square. Since the assembly square looks perfect as a joined version of a set in there with the Christmas tree. Put that right in front of the Fountain Plaza, and you've got a great kind of looking Christmas build, just like by doing that, of course, and you put some lights on top of it. So yeah, building up this creator set, there's about 1,100 pieces. This is the alt break version of it, so it's not the official Lego version. But right now, just sorting, as you can see, and several plate pieces. Got all the smaller pieces I got to put in the Tupperware here. And since there's no number bags this time, got to sort out everything. And then I'll add in the minifigs, depending on how you guys break down your Lego sets. If you do that, these are great to keep everything dust-free, clean, and ready to build again at another time. So another fun part about this set is the fact that you get these cool colored bricks. This one including kind of like the Jazz Club, these maroon colored bricks, which I really like. So yeah, B Bandits, thank you for doing that. Damo says, I had to make an English project. Busy. That's why you stayed up so late, Damos. Very good job, by the way. Good job staying up and pushing through, man. Kathy, what's up? Welcome, Kathy. Next Level says, I think I can definitely expand on your collection in some way, for sure. Sets for different blueprints are available everywhere on their softwares. That was the other question I was going to ask. So if you use a 3D printer to make your own version of a Lego set, do you have to, you have to put in some kind of like template, right? Some kind of program or code so that you actually get the pieces you need to print out, or to, I don't know, print out is the right word, to shape the Lego pieces you need, right, for the build and to make it look like Lego. And then the other question is like color for the bricks. Does it do all that? Or does it just, like when you buy an ink cartridge for a 3D printer, can you moderate or change the color? So many questions. But that would be an interesting evolution for Lego, right? If the 3D printers were at the point now where you can make your own Lego bricks, can you can you print out different colors of Lego bricks like this? Can they be the quality you want in terms of the build? And if Lego license something like that. In fact, Lego, I don't know if they want to get too much into the tech or hardware version of what they would sell and offer, but you buy an official Lego 3D printer and now you can print out your own Lego sets. That would be interesting. Of course, that would take away the control of buying the sets and everything. Probably the quality too, because that's the one key, or one of the major key points of Lego. They have strict quality controls for their bricks and how they're made. I know there's mistakes here and there, but that's why they're the leader in this type of toy. And companies have shown up later to try and copy what they do, but obviously Lego, you can't compete, man. They are the leader, and of course the sets they come out with, those are the ones everyone wants. And that's what I was going to say earlier. The Lego being a toy company, obviously for kids, but Lego has, in the last 5 years or so, at least probably since 2020, actually probably before that, 2019 or so, they've had that campaign, the adults welcome. So now it has definitely become a creator or a collector company as well. Obviously, when all these huge sets are being released every month, like the modulars, like the Baradors, or the Rivendels, or the Titanic sets, the UCS sets, the Black Pearl sets, the themed sets, the Disney castles, basically the sets that go into the hundreds of dollars in price, or the UCS Death Star. You're really stretching the the customer base, if it's just kids, that, you know, a parent who may not be into Lego is going to spend all that money on a gift or a toy for their kids. They might do it if it's a game console, you know, the PlayStation 5 or whatever. But yeah, when it comes to Lego, is the price equivalent and the product you're getting going to create that same, I don't know, demand? Our parents going to be willing to spend that same amount of money for a Lego set that they might spend otherwise on a game console set? You know, apparently some of them do. Like when we were there at the Lego store on Saturday, I did see a parent buy. I'm pretty sure it was a gift because there was just the parent and the mom there by herself buying the UCS Death Star, and it was kind of fun to see that set get bought. Like, you know, a big Lego store employee, pretty, you know, pretty studly looking dude, worked for the Lego store, carried out this huge bag, canvas bag with the UCS Death Star box in it. And so, you know, there are those parents who can afford that, of course. But in general, right? If you're a parent buying your kid or just like buying a birthday present for a birthday party, you're not going to buy those giant sets, those hundreds of dollar sets. Those are for the collectors, I'm guessing, right? Let's see. So yeah, Next Level says there are blueprints for those blueprints and software to, I guess, make your own, use your 3D printer to make your own Lego set, which is so interesting. Next Level says, yeah, correct. Yeah, something like that. He downloads the template for the sets and prints in about 4 different phases where you have to pull out the complete phase and clean the board. I don't know, but I'm getting hooked myself and I need to do more research. Yeah, that is so interesting. That'd be fascinating. I could see that. If Lego doesn't do it, definitely, you know, another brick company might do that, offer their designs where you can 3D print them. And then I guess that would save on them, you know, making a factory to build all the Lego bricks. So interesting. Hey, Balaban, welcome. Hi, how are you doing tonight? How is your night going for you, Balaban? Thanks for asking, Balaban. We're building Lego here on a Tuesday night, talking about Lego, building up the creator set, the Winter Village Fire Station. It's going to be a fun build. You know, look like that when it's done. It's a set I've had in the collection for a while, so it may not look or snap together as cleanly as it once did. Although these are alt bricks, so they're not of the Lego quality. They're still pretty decent. The build is fun. But yeah, I think this was one of the first alt brick sets I got, and of course you open it and you expect it to be. Here's the ice skating ring. I think I might just leave that part because I don't want to redo all that blue tile. But yeah, when I first got this set, you know, you're expecting Lego quality builds, but it's not. It's all brick. You can tell right away the pieces feel a little, I don't want to say flimsy, but they feel like they might, if you put too much pressure or something, they might snap. They might break, but I don't know. You could just, you hold an alt brick piece like this next to a regular Lego piece, you'll notice the difference. The Lego pieces just feel clean. Yeah, just genuine, I guess is the only word I can think of. They just feel genuine. Kathy says, how are you, Brick Therapy? You got it, Kathy. Cosmic Brick says, keep everything incognito. I agree with Cosmic Bricks. Yeah, privacy is key. You got it, man. Anyway, how you guys doing? We're doing well. Cosmic building some good stuff. B Bandits making the correction. Awesome. Thank you, B Bandits. So if you like Lego, if you like talking about Lego, join in the chat. We're building now we're into building Christmas themed sets, so that'll be fun. Have you gotten any Christmas themed sets? So if you like Lego, you like talking about Lego, or you just like hearing me read out the chat comments or reading the comments yourself and seeing another cool set get built, And I can say that with confidence because I did not design it. I'm just building it, but I'm enjoying the build and sharing it here with you guys on the live stream. So if you like Lego and or maybe you've just gotten back into Lego. I got back into Lego after building a few sets with my kids in 2018 and haven't looked back. The collection, as you can see, has grown. Well, you didn't see what we had before, but we just had a few sets here and there. My son had a Mixel set, one of these little small kind of action figure type builds. And then we built up a fire truck set, which was so fun to build it together. And helping him do that just made me just remember what it was like to build Lego as a kid. It was so fun to follow the creative process, follow the instructions, learn from the build techniques, avoid making a mistake, or, just using your observation skills in a different way and building up a set and then seeing it all come together, literally, and just enjoying what the Lego build ended up looking like. And then after you finish the set, you're like, I want to do that again, right? You want the creative process or the fun of building a Lego set and just seeing it all assemble together like assembly square. You see this thing built up, you're like, I want to do that again. I would love to build up another set. And so that's what we did. That's what I got into. And obviously the desire has not gone away. And if you are at all into or just seeing the trends of Lego today, if you are near a Lego store, for example, you will see people of all ages going into the Lego store because they're looking for collection, they're looking to add to their own collection. It might be for their kids, it might be for themselves. And so you can tell that it appeals to all ages. Obviously, when you go to a Lego set, or when you look at a Lego set, you get the age range, right? So this Ninjago set, 13 plus, meaning 13 and older, meaning, everyone qualifies if they're 13 and older, which older could be, over 100 years old. And, Lego is great. I think, one of the fun things I saw when I went to a Lego store with my kids for the first time was seeing a family come into the store, and they were like, they're focused, zeroed in, locked in on, at that time, the first Disney Castle set. And they tracked it down on the shelf. It was like mom, dad, and I think their teenage daughter, and they bought that Disney set. They were all stoked. You could tell they saved their money, paid, threw down the cash, got the set, got the Disney Castle set, put it in that huge, awesome Lego looking bag, and walked off because now the Saturday afternoon, the project has been established. The plan is in place. They're going to go build the Disney Castle at home, and just fun to see that joy, right? So those obviously weren't, those aren't, that wasn't for a little kid or anything. It was just but it was for a family. So that was kind of cool to see. And then, there with my little kids at the time, I'm like, well, that would be amazing to build up a set like that. And then I saw, which is now my favorite set of all time. It'll probably always be that way. You could critique it for certain things, but the Ninjago City set, the first Ninjago modular based on the Ninjago movie, the Lego Ninjago movie, and that has become my favorite set of all time. And so when you get back into Lego, especially as they call them AFOLs, those adult fans of Lego. I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard that term before that collect Lego as well. I say you got to build up one of these sets. You have to. I mean, obviously you got the bigger sets behind me, but you kind of go in with a little bit of a higher price cap, and you get one of these modular sets, and you will enjoy it a ton. In fact, you'll probably want to build more than one of these. Well, obviously, right? Because I have more sets behind me here. And here's the other one. We built up the jazz club, and so, and then you know you kind of see your Lego collection city get all built up. And how cool, how fun is that to have your you know, now your grown-up version of the hobby take shape to where your collection's like, oh yeah, this is a good thing, I want to add to it. Of course, you got to budget wisely. So Amy budgeting for the Titanic set, love it. Love it to see that, all that. All right. Cosmic says, oh yeah, Cosmic says, trying to stay incognito, very good. Balaban says, where's your son? Balaban, he was here. Gosh, I wish he would have joined the live stream on Saturday. He was here building with me. So check that one out, Balaban, the live stream this past Saturday if you want. But he'll be back. He'll be back more often. Today he's trying out, or he's probably gotten back home by now. He's trying out for a soccer team, a new soccer team to play in the spring. So that's where he's at right now. He's got soccer on his mind. So good to have you here, Balaban. Balaban said he's doing good. Check Cole's server. I pinged you. Hey, Melody. Psh. Melody says, it has been a minute. Hi, Brick Therapy. Yes, Melody, it has been. You know, I saw CJ this afternoon. I said, oh man, I hope they join the channel again sometime. I know everyone's busy. So that's awesome. So good to see your name come up on the live stream. So this is what, you know, within that minute that you've missed, I've built up some new stuff. So there you go. There's the assembly square. That's a modular build. And now working on a winter set or Christmas set, the Lego Creator Fire Station set. It's going to look like this. And this is set number, it's a retired set, so it's not there anymore. Winter Village Fire Station, 1,166 pieces. Set number 10263. I think it was released in 2018. I could be wrong, but those of you guys who know your Lego history, your Lego sets well, can look it up for me and correct me. But yeah, this right now I'm parting it out because I've built it before, but I want to rebuild it again. Sometimes it's okay to build up Lego from, you know, when you've sort of disassembled it. That can also be a frustrating process to try and reconnect sections that are partially built. And you know what, I just find it easier, especially these bigger sets, to just start over. Except for the base part. Like, I am not gonna rebuild this the ice skating rink because there's a lot of these little blue tile. And I'll just leave that there. It looks fine the way it is. There's some added decor that goes on there, though, which I will build up. But yeah, some stuff. Like, if I were to rebuild the assembly square here, I'm definitely not going to rebuild all the floor tile or take that apart. Plus, to store it, that part's easy to store. It's already flat. And so you do not need to take that apart. Unless you are, you know, reselling the set or something like that, then you obviously would disassemble it to show the person, if you're going to resell the set, that everything's there. But in this case, I don't need to do that. So, and here's evidence, right? These are the things you got to cover up with all brick. You get a little bit of, you know what? I don't even think it was broken. It just was a bad mold or a bad manufacturing part. I don't think it broke. It just came like that. So there are risks you take with these knockoff sets. But that part is, or this part right here, is easy enough to cover up because it's a layered, or it's a piece that gets layered within the tower, the fire station tower itself. And this is a set I don't keep up. I won't keep up like these sets, obviously. It's just, it's like Christmas decorations. CJ is right next to me, and the builds are looking great. CJ, psh, high five to you, man. Awesome. Hope you guys are enjoying your evening there and taking in a little brick therapy, which is always nice. And just to show off one more time, we're at the Lego store. if you're thinking of going to the Lego store between now and Christmas, they have these fun Christmas themed minifig pieces. So like heads, torsos, legs, and of course, you know, to really show how fancy you can get, you got this gold Santa. You know, get all the pieces in gold, and you build up a gold Santa, which is fun. Then you give him a candy cane for some variety in the Christmas colors there. So a fun build. So I don't know how much building I'll get done in this live stream, because right now I'm just sorting. But I think this is going to look great. Well, I know it will because I built it up before, but it'll be fun to build this up. I think it'll come together fairly quickly. And then we'll have this to go next to these two modulars and sort of have like a Christmas build in the background here as we do all these live streams during December. So I should probably put some Christmas lights behind me now that I'm thinking about it, and you know, make this a more festive looking makeshift studio and live stream. I don't think Christmas lights are gonna affect the lighting in terms of what the camera picks up. I'll have to test it and see. I'll have to try that, set that up for tomorrow. Maybe I can get that to work. But yeah, do some Christmas lights. I think that'll be fun. Be Bandits says, Big Therapy, do you happen to have Discord? Yes, we have Discord, Be Bandits. So if you go to our YouTube channel and just click on the About page or the About tab, it should be there. There should be a link for our Discord. So yes, we do. And my son checks that more often than I do. So if that matters, then you'll probably hear from him versus me. But you can also, if it's just if you just want to post a fun build that you're working on, then our community page, or through our community post page here on our channel, you can do that. And you'll probably see a lot of other cool builds that other people have shared on our community page, because there's a lot of a build that you guys have told us you've done, and so it's fun to share those as well. So yes, we have Discord, and yes, if you want to share something cool that you've built, definitely go on there and you can post it on the Discord or the community page. So look forward to seeing whatever you guys want to share on there. Okay, nice. I'll DM you soon. Sounds good, B Bandits. Sounds good. I know B Bandits, maybe if your identifier name is different from your name here, where if it's not B Bandits on Discord, then obviously just say this is B Bandits, because I know some other people we've talked to, like Alexandria, one of our other mods. She's direct messaged me on the Discord, and her name was different, so I wasn't sure who I was talking to until I confirmed that. So yeah, if you have a different name on Discord, let us know. Be able to obviously communicate. I'm not going to rebuild this door either, because that's got a lot of flat tiles on it, so that one's easy to leave the way it is. So that one. All right, getting close to finishing the sort part, and still got a good chunk of time here, another good 15 minutes or so to do the build. I'm not sorting this as well as I'd like, so I might be kind of hunting for pieces here. Maybe I'll just do this. Got a Christmas tree section that I can separate out pretty easily. But yeah, this Winter Village set, I think this is another discovery I made with Lego, is, you know, they do these seasonal sets. Although, you know, Lego always has sets released throughout the year. But these Christmas season sets, they used to call them just holiday sets, but I'm glad they call them Christmas sets, because that's what they are. And they release these every year. They look really cool. I like this one especially because it's another building set versus this year I think it's a train. Some people like the train one. The price has gone up on the train set, and so they used to be $100 sets, and now it's like up to 120. And we've only gotten a couple of these, like, well, 3 of them. And I figured, you know, that's enough. We don't need to have all. You could get into any theme you end up collecting, and then you're going to have, you know, spend way more than you want to. So if you're a strategic Lego collector, you end up kind of, or you should, it's kind of hard, but you try to stick to just a few themes and, you know, focus your funds and what you've saved up for on those themes alone versus trying to buy every single thing. But it's hard. So there's obviously exceptions, right? The Lord of the Rings theme is semi-new, so that one obviously made an exception for. But I think everything's broken down enough to just start building here. So that looks good. Everything's kind of nicely organized here, sort of. And let's start building. Okay, yeah, I'm B-Bandits on Discord. Very cool, B-Bandits. All right. And like all old brick sets, the instructions are all crammed together, which I also forgot. Although this one's a good size. This one's a good size page. I can see, actually I can see these pretty easily. So looks like we're starting with the bench outside the fire station with some lighting. Okay, easy enough. I don't know if that's exciting enough build, but let's see. These are one of those things where it's like I start building and I'm like, oh, I can find those parts easily, and then find out that I misplaced some things. But I think we can build up the bench pretty easily here, hopefully. And then get into the actual structure of the... Oh, then you build a Christmas tree set next. So if you ever want to build a Lego Christmas tree, this is kind of how you start out, the interior part. Like the trunk, and then you take a bunch of wing pieces, and then it'll turn into, you do those, you know, 4 of those. They all connect in the trunk part that you built up, as you can see here, and then it progresses to a Lego Christmas tree with presents below as well, or a train. So kind of fun just to see what the process is for building these other types of builds, these mini builds, I guess you could call them. And then, you know, if you become a mock builder, you know, one of those people that likes to design your own versions of a Lego set, you get some cool ideas, some cool building ideas. And then, you know, you can create some cool things. Maybe even build up your own modular like that. But I am not that ambitious for Lego. I like building Lego. I like calling it brick therapy because I just like building, following the instructions. And that's the therapeutic part, because you don't put stress on trying. Now, I guess the creative aspect is fun. That can be a good de-stressing exercise as well. But I just like following how the build instructions go. You get a lot out of that. Okay, it looks like the bench piece actually is here. So this might go faster than I thought. I'm glad I didn't lose all this section here. So these winter builds come out every, I want to say earlier than December. I'm trying to think. When do these winter builds come out? They come out fairly early. Like, for example, this set, right? Gonna have to build this guy up soon. The gingerbread AT-AT set. This came out, what was it, October? Did it come out earlier? No, it came out October 1st. That was the release day. That's right, because all the rush to get this set was pretty intense. Like, this came out when the UCS Death Star was released. So yeah, this set. So yeah, anyway, the Christmas build sets come out fairly early, so you get a couple months of a lead on a build like that. And then, even before that, if you like advent calendars, Lego releases quite a few of those. And so the advent calendars come out. Those come out I even want to say like around August. The Advent calendars come out really early. So if you are into the Advent calendars, you know, every day in December you get a fun little Lego build going up to the 25th, which is pretty cool. And so the Advent calendars or something. Those can end up being kind of what do you call them? Collectible type sets because the special minifigures. I don't know if they're exclusive, but you do get some of those in those Advent calendars, and they're fun pieces you can part out later and build up any way you want, or you can recycle it, so to speak, and take all the mini builds that you made from each Advent calendar. Sometime one day it'll be a minifig, another day it'll be like a miniature train or a Christmas tree, or even obviously if you know about this, then they have different themed Advent calendars, like there's a Star Wars theme, a Harry Potter theme, a Marvel theme, and just like a regular Lego City theme. So those are always fun. They're very high overpriced though. I would get them at Costco. I remember when you could get those at discounted prices at Costco for like now they're like $40, I want to say. But at Costco, they've gone down a few. I think the lowest I've seen them is around $16. It just depends on when you find those things. Odele says, Psh! Odele says, well, I woke up. It's almost midnight. Hey there, everybody. Every bricky, he says. Yeah, Lego instructions are relaxing as it has steps. No stress from wondering what goes where, says Cosmic Bricks. Yes, psh, exactly, Cosmic Bricks. That's my enjoyment, my enjoyment from building these sets up. Let's see. Samar says, hey bro, do you have any Lego Technic cars? I want to see your Lego Technic cars. It's a very specific request, Samar. We do have a Lego Technic set. When you say car, I'll assume you mean like any type of Lego Technic car. I'd have to get that. We have that in storage. So yeah, Samar, maybe at some point we'll break that out. B Bandit says, same to Odele. Yes. Trying to wake up here. What did Olay say? Yeah. Stayed up late. You guys are busy, man. And then to be dedicated to come here and be a mod for me. I really appreciate that, B Bandits. Always here, always happy to motivate and be part of the live stream. Love it. And enjoying your guys' company as I build up this winter creator set. So if you like Lego, if you like cool Lego light up bricks, right? There we go. This is gonna go with the fire station. These cool Lego light up bricks. Then join the channel, subscribe. B Bandits gave us the goal of 20 likes. Looks like we're very close. We've got 15. So if you like Lego and you're just here to visit for a minute or so, leave a like, maybe subscribe, join our channel. We like building and talking about Lego builds throughout the live stream, of course. And people bring up awesome ideas, questions, discussion topics for Lego sets that they collect. And it's fun to hear what you guys collect, what you have. And then you get to see fun things like a street lamp be built up for this Winter Village build. So, all right, we got the first part of the Winter Village, just a nice bench, Winter Village bench. And this, I think, it's not everything connects in this type of modular build, although it's not really a modular, this structural build. But you get the ice rink and the winter bench. So far, that's what we've got built up here. I love the minifigures that you get with sets like this, like the fire captain here with his gold helmet. And then, since it's Christmas, the firehouse has these guys with their cool green epaulets and brass instruments ready to play some Christmas seasonal music. You get a minifig. even though he's supposed to be a statue, the gray minifig here with his cool Christmas helmet, I think this guy goes in the middle of the, where's my picture? Oh, I have it in the instructions. But he goes in the middle or next to the ice skating rink, so you get a cool statue. And you get a couple other members of the fire station with their cool uniforms, looking very, hallmarky, Christmassy. And you get some of the regular people, the cool Lego minifig baby, and parents to go with all the minifigs in this set. So this was a set that came out. Ah, man, I wish I would have got more than one of these. This set is so cool. Although you could buy an alt-break version of it with this set. I like these, these kind of specialty pieces, these helmets, these fire helmets. This set actually kind of reminds me of the other modular set that was retired. I think last year was the police station modular, but yeah, more of that kind of early 20th century architecture build. So that's what we got going on right now. And let me finish with, well, I don't know if I'll try. Let me try and finish here with the Christmas tree build, or at least build up the base for it, because this is fun to show off if I can get all these pieces assembled together. And we'll continue with this Winter Village fire station. And we've got most of the core pieces here to build up this set, or to to build up this set, but to build up this miniature build. So this is kind of not exciting yet, but this is supposed to be a Christmas tree build. Of course, you got to put the core sections together first, so it requires a little bit of the 1x1 stud pieces. And let me make sure I got all need kind of the, make sure you need the ones in the middle to form the tree trunk. That will give you the effect. Will give you part of the build you need so that everything sticks together. And it's these gray pieces I'm looking for. So let's see, this tree set is probably about 10 studs high, 1x1 stud sets high. And oh, I need the tip of the tree, so probably one piece. Where would that end up? But I think I can, sorry, I got most of it here. I think I can throw this together and show you guys. So first off, they're winged pieces like that, green winged pieces. And then once you finish it, you got this cool layered set of bricks. So you can kind of see there's 3 wing pieces and then some yellow 1x1 studs there. That's clear. That make up each branch or section of the build itself. And then let's see, I'll throw this together and then you can kind of see how it's supposed to look. So when I first built this, it was a little bit confusing as to how these sections connect and then how they line up on the trunk. So then you connect one leaf and then you can kind of see they're all at right angles to connect. Now this is, if I show it, it probably makes more sense. So they're all at right angles to form, to form the tree. Now this is Lego, it'd stick a lot better. This is alt brick. So alt brick's a little bit more finicky when it comes to the connection of the bricks, but it'll do the job. All right, so there you go. So yeah, each section connects at a right angle, and then there's 4 of these to create the tree itself. You put it here so the build's somewhat in view, and I'm knocking off everything here. And the frustrating part is you get one section to stick and then the other one falls off. Whoops. So, but then the piece de resistance, the star on top. So there we go. It goes in a green cylinder stud there, and there you go. Another Lego Christmas tree for the fire station build. Very fun. So that is the first part of our winter station build. So this is what we're working on for the live stream. The next, I don't know, this won't take too long, I don't think. Now that I got the smaller builds kind of out of the way. This is the Winter Village Fire Station, 1,166 pieces. This is the alt brick version, but if you look up the Lego version, it's a retired set. 10263 is the set number. But very fun build. And hey, Brick Therapy, I can get you to 20 likes. Balabon says, did you customize the other Christmas tree all by yourself there? No, but, well, maybe a little bit. I don't remember now. I've kind of left this set in partial completion and then rebuild it each year for Christmas. So, B Bandit says we can get to 20 likes, but I got to sign off. So, we got close, though, B Bandits. We got close. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. I'm going to sign off because it's... I got to catch up with my family again, see how the soccer tryouts went with my son. And I will continue the live stream of this build here. We got to finish up this cool Christmas creator set. And then hopefully the goal will be to get to this set next. So everyone, thank you for being here. Thanks for joining the live stream. If you like Lego, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and join us on the next one. Have a great rest of your evening.